Hey, I'm back, everybody. Calvin Stovall here with Iconic Presentations. Hey, look, I missed you guys. So much has happened since the last time we connected. Now, I want to start with this. I have some good news and I have some bad news. I'm going to give you the bad news first. The bad news is this is the last video from our World of Good video series. Okay? Now, the good news is I am going to continue to bring you new videos on other important topics about every couple of months. Hey, listen, you're not going to get rid of me that easy. I'm like that stray cat that keeps coming back to your house after you feed it one time. That's me, okay? Right? Now, during the last video, remember we talked about the variable O, which stood for optimism. And you may recall that I mentioned, I gave you a quick story about my son Carson. He was having, remember, some anxiety about making the football team. Well, good news, he made the team. Now, did they have the most celebratory season? Not so much. Nonetheless, I was truly excited that he made the team. I was so happy for him. And he just had a great time playing with his team. So that was great. Now, since this is the last video in the series, I thought it would be only appropriate for us to cover the most important variable in our World of Good equation. And that's the common denominator we had to solve for, X, which is you, right? Me, exactly. Now, the most recent presidential election, I know it meant so much to so many people in this country and around the world, and I'm not here to debate the outcome. Again, that's not my position. But what I would like to share is that regardless of who you voted for, I don't want us to lose sight of our mission here. And that is to continue to live and walk out our mission healthcare's values, which is character, attitude, respect, excellence, and service. Now, these values, they serve as our North Star. They help us stay grounded. They help us stay focused, particularly during times like these when folks' emotions are just running so high, not only amongst ourselves, but we also got to think about our patients and our residents as well as their families, right? Now, I want to encourage all of you, even myself, we got to see ourselves as the calm in the storm, all right? Now, you see, storms remind us, though, that we are not in control. I wanted to encourage us to focus on the things that we can control. And what are those things? And you're going to remember some of these from the previous videos. We can control our attitude, our mindset, our kindness towards one another, our generosity, and our compassion towards our patients, towards our residents, towards one another, the empathy that we demonstrate to them, to each other as well. All of that we can control and we can focus on. Because at the end of the day, regardless of all the madness and craziness that's going on around us, right, we cannot forget that we are still in the people business. Our patients and our residents and their families are relying on us every single day. So we got to show up. We got to show up, okay? And we can never forget that. Listen, I know some of us are hurting right now. So I don't want to come off like I don't get it, because I do. But I also want you to realize that life is about choices, right? And one thing that we have that no one can take away from us is our power of choice. How we're going to feel on any given day and how we're going to react to certain life situations, right? The choice is absolutely ours. I want to encourage you to live by the 10-90 rule. Life is 10% what happens to us, and it's 90% how we react to it, right? And never losing the beat, remember that, can be one of the hardest things for us to do, especially when things don't go as planned. But we've always got to be prepared for the unexpected and look at problems and obstacles as opportunities. I know some of you right now are sitting there like, man, I feel like I had a deja vu. You didn't. That was a message from one of my previous presentations during one of your conferences. I just felt like this was the perfect time to remind you of how important you are to Mission Health and the patients and residents that we serve every single day. Don't ever lose the beat. Remember, you're the heart, you're the rhythm, and you're the soul of Mission Health Communities. And you can't forget that. Okay, now I do have a quote for those that are still struggling right now, and include myself. And I don't know who this quote is attributed to, but I thought it might be fitting. And it goes like this: nothing is permanent. Don't stress yourself too much, because no matter how bad the situation is, it will change. In other words, as my mother, my beautiful mother in heaven would say, this too shall pass. Thank you so much for your time. Take care of yourself and each other. I'll see you in a couple of months. All the best. Bye-bye.